You can see the PPT, Vaishnavi.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we are doing valuation of bonds and shares. About bonds, we have completed. So let me just tell you in gist, whatever you are going to do in shares, your bond valuation was similar in the sense that what you are calculating under valuation is, suppose you are investing in a bond, how much should be the amount you should invest. You know the bond price will be there in the stock market. So how you know that how much should I invest in this bond? Otherwise, suppose if you are investing more than what the actual value should be, then you will be losing out your money. When you get your interest, that means your interest from the bond also, because you have paid something more than you should, your investment is a loss. So to avoid that, you should know what should is the actual valuation of the bonds and shares. So bond, whatever we are going to do in shares, bond is easy in the sense that bond always has a maturity period. For example, it is for your 1 year, 5 year, 10 year. You know when the bond is going to end, and after that you have your interest payment, which is also sure. You know this bond is giving you 5%, 10%. It will not change during that maturity period. Okay, so this is something which is like your FDs. So you are very comfortable with the fixed deposit you keep in the bank, because you know that your money is safe. At the end you will get the principal and your fixed rate of interest. So as an investor and very prospective investor who wants growth of his or her investment, you know bond is good, but as you can understand, it will not see any growth. For example, suppose the market interest rate had increased to 6%, 7%, but you have purchased a bond which is 5%. You will not get that 6 and 7% because you have already invested your money at 5%. Bond interest rate is not going to change over that period. So though it is safe, secure, but you know it will not grow. So if the question comes, why question comes in your mind, why not invest in the bond and be secure? Yes, very good, but you will not see your return growing, because even if the market prospers, you will not see your investment growing. Okay, but if it is for shares and equities, you also, if the market increases, prospers, then in that case what will happen? You will see your share value increasing, you will get growth of your investment. So this is the basic difference between your bonds and shares. Bond is secure, good, but it will not see growth. Equity is risky, okay, but it will see growth. If the market prospers, whatever you have invested, you will get higher. But of course you also understand the reverse. If there is loss, then your investment is also at risk. So depending upon what type of investor you are, all investors are not same. A old person and you as a youth who is in a very good company and earning huge, of course you may try, you always have to diversify your portfolio. You will think, why should I invest only in this fixed income security, let me go for equities and all of us do. So when we know our income is regular, we are able to take risk. When you see that suppose post retirement, or you are type of person who don't want to take risk, in that case you invest in bond. Is it fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and be attentive throughout, because you'll be working out the problems. Yeah, all the numericals I give. Okay. So, and whatever you do in the class, directly it is question will come on that. So it will be easy for you to understand. So, valuation of bond already we have done. We are going to do the valuation of shares in the same way. Calculation will be done in the same way. So if I send the PPT of the bonds we have done and the online classes, you will understand the bond part. Here what we are going to do is about the shares only. So when you say equity or shares, it is of two types. One is the ordinary share, another is the preference share. Okay, so what are the ordinary share? And you expect these are the type of theory question you will get. So what is the ordinary share? Ordinary share means who are the real owners. You know what is a share? Share is a financial document. All of you are very much known to this concept. You as a student of finance. So what is your share? Simply a financial instrument to certify that you have invested in this particular company. Okay, so you have invested in this particular company. It's the ordinary share, and you have the voting rights in the sense that you will whatever the decision the company has to take, you have the right to vote because you are the actual owner of the company. Coming to preference share, you don't have a voting right. Okay, so you don't have a voting right. You cannot vote. Preference share have many features with the bonds. So you have invested in the share, fine. You will get a part of the dividend whenever the company will earn profit. You are the first one who will get the share of the profit. After you, only the ordinary shareholders will get. So this is the difference. So preference shareholder, you have invested your money, but you don't have any voting rights. You cannot take any part in the decision of the company. Okay, but you have some rights. Other than voting right, you have some rights over the ordinary share in the sense that you are entitled to the dividend first. Whenever the company will share profit, it will first give the bondholders. After that, the preference shareholders. After that, only these ordinary shareholders will come. Okay. Why? Don't think that they are inferior. Rather, ordinary shareholders are the superior investor in the sense that they are actual owner of the company. So when you suppose a guest come to your house, so it's not that you quickly sit down to take your food and after that you serve the guest. It's the reverse. First we serve the guest, after that we take our food. It is like that because they are the owners. They have first to meet the obligation of the other investors, who are the bondholders, who are the preference shareholders, because they don't have any right in taking decision of the company. It is the ordinary shareholder who are the right owner of the company because they have invested money and they are only voting to whatever decision the firm takes. Okay. Any question you can ask. So when you are going to calculate the value of the share, you have to calculate the value of the preference share separately and ordinary share separately. So when you talk of preference share, it is of two types. One is redeemable. Redeemable means it will come with a maturity period. For example, the company may issue the share for 6 months, 1 year, year, 2 year, whatever. Some maturity period will be there. Maybe a month also. Okay, and irredeemable are without any maturity period. You go on getting a share of the dividend and the company may not return back your invested principal because it is irredeemable preference share. It has no maturity period, but of course it may think of liquidating whenever the company closes or it feels that now this share can be called back. So it may announce and call back, but when you purchase, it won't have a maturity period. This is the basic difference. Okay, and both the cases you get a dividend, but the calculation will be different because in redeemable preference share you have a maturity period. So you are, while calculating the present value, you have to take into account the maturity period. But here you have to take your maturity period as infinite, goes on. Is it understood, Sakshi?
Yes, ma'am.
Any question, you interrupt. Okay. So now
Yes, ma'am.
dividend payment. So dividend payment is again of two types in the sense that one is a cumulative payment, another is non-cumulative payment. Now see, suppose company gets your profit of say 1 crore this year. Okay, so now it is up to the ordinary shareholder as the owner of the company or the board of directors who are there, who will take decision that let us distribute 100% of the profit dividend. Okay, or let us distribute only part. For example, suppose the company will distribute 60% and keep 40% for reinvestment. Okay, so what it will do is it will reinvest the money for the growth of the company. Okay, so what it does is 40% was 60% was paid, 40% was not paid to you. So this 40% will be paid next year. It is cumulative. So if it has not paid this year because it has reinvested its profit, a part of the profit, it is cumulative. If it is cumulative, you will get that profit in the next year. That share, whatever is there, along with the next year profit, you will again get this year pending profit also, share of the dividend. But if it is non-cumulative and you don't get this year, then that profit is gone. It will not be calculated for the next year. So it depends. Every statement will be there in your share document. When you are purchasing the share, they will give you all the details that this is cumulative or non-cumulative. It is redeemable or irredeemable. You accordingly they have their calculations, profit, dividend. You as an investor, you take your decision, and you always know that these are shown in the stock market, and it is very easy to for you to invest. Like bond I showed you in the class, simply you have to register online and you go for investing in any bond you like. You just choose, but always choose a safe side. That's why I told in the class that always go through a known institute. For example, you go through your bank. Bank is now very easy to invest in your equities because you have your demat account. You can open your demat account and go on investing. You can simply they have their expertise also. You can tell that, okay, invest this part in this share which is giving me safe growth, another which is high growth but risky. So you can divide the proportion which you want to invest in the different type of share. Simply with a click of a mouse in the opening a demat account, you can do it that. Okay. So features of preference share and ordinary share, already I told you. Coming to claims, ordinary share will get the profit only at the end. After first the bondholders will be paid, then the preference shareholders will be paid. At the end, whatever profit is left, that will be taken by the ordinary shareholder. That's why it is known as residual claim for the equity shareholders. Okay, they cannot take it first. That means they take the residue. Whatever left, they have a claim to that only. Okay, so dividend is second feature is dividend. As I told you, first the dividend is the part of the profit which is shared with the shareholders. So why you invest in the share? Because you get a part of the profit, and this is what is known as the dividend. And this is again divided into your already you saw cumulative and non-cumulative. One thing you remember here is dividend and non-tax deductible. Non-tax deductible means the company cannot say that I paid a dividend of 50 lakh this year to my shareholders. I should get tax concession. No, it cannot get, because it is a profit and it has to pay tax, rather pay tax on whatever dividend it has given. It will not get any tax concession, rather it has to pay tax on how much profit it has earned and has shared with the shareholders. Okay, so it is not tax deductible. Redemption, depending on the type of share. If it is redeemable, it will have a maturity period. If it is non-redeemable, then you will not have a maturity period. Conversion means some companies, what they do is they issue preference share. Okay, but they also give it a facility of conversion. Conversion means you can change it into ordinary share. Okay, so after a period of time, the company may give you the right that you change your preference share into ordinary share, but not reverse. If you are ordinary shareholders, you cannot change it into preference share. You can purchase preference share, but you cannot change your ordinary share into preference share. But preference share can be changed into ordinary share. Are you listening, Vaishnavi? Okay. Any doubt, you can just ask. Let us start working from here. Suppose an investor is considering the purchase of a 12-year 10% 100 par value preference share. Redemption value of the preference share is 120. Okay. So what should we be willing to for the share now? For example, suppose you want to invest on this share. What is the maximum value you should invest on this share? Depending upon how many share you are purchasing. We are making the calculation on one share only. You take a click of the question and we'll go to the board. I again repeat, you can see you are purchasing a share. When you are purchasing the share, you will see it is written par value. Par value means what is the value at which you are going to purchase. Okay. And the redemption value means the amount the company will give you when you are redeeming. Redeeming means you are returning back the share and getting back your money. That is your 120. Par value means the amount you will pay now and purchase. And your rate of interest, that means how much dividend it will give you, it is always calculated on the par value, not the redemption value. So it is going to give you a dividend of 10% on every share of this 100 you are going to purchase. Have you taken the click?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's go to the board. We'll solve this. I'll show you. I think you have not done any class, so first question let me show you, otherwise you will not understand. So these are the type of question you will get in the exam. Okay. So this is question 1. Solution you are doing. Okay. So what it is, first interest. How much interest means the dividend you are going to get is 10% on par value. Par value means 100. Okay. This is always calculated on the par value. That means the value, it will be mentioned. This is the 100 rupee share and this is the interest rate you are entitled to. So how much is this? 10% of 100 means 10. Okay. So now you are calculating the present value. Remember P value of your share. Present value means what is the value in the 0th year. So this 10 you are going to get every year. For how many years? What is the total number of years given? N is how much?
12 years.
N is
12
12
years.
years. So for 12 years, every year till you are selling the share, you are going to get this interest. So this is your, you remember the interest formulas or not? Do you remember the interest formulas we have done in the first class? I said throughout you are going to use these formulas. Your first formula was P. Have you taken that? All of you? Both of you? Yes
No,
or no?
ma'am.
So see, if, this it F equal to P 1 plus I to the power N. If P is a single value, you are investing something now, P0 is now, and you are getting F in the last year. You are getting F in the last year, which is your nth year. Okay, you are getting F in the nth year. Second is the reverse of this. If you are getting F in the nth year, like the question you are going to do now, if you are going to get redemption value is 120 in the nth year, what is the maximum value you should invest now? So it is the reverse of that. So your P equal to, this is your F into, this is your 1 plus I to the power N. Just the reverse of this. Third is, you are going to find the same F, but now you have a series. For example, instead of single investment, you are going to invest a amount every year, like your EMIs on your house, like your insurance premium and all. So you invest something every year. So that is known as the annuity. It is known as the annuity value, which is repeating and equal. Feature is it is repeating and equal. So in this case, your formula will be A 1 plus I to the power N minus 1 by I. I have sent you the PPT. Go through it once. We have done all the derivation there. A fourth one is the reciprocal of this. So if you are going to get some F value after N number of years, how much should be equal investment here? Okay, so what should be your equal investment if you are going to get F every year? Okay. So it is the reciprocal of the third. You can see second is the reciprocal of the first. Similarly, your fourth will be the reciprocal of the third, N minus 1. Then will come your fifth formula where you are going to calculate the P value. Same like in the third, you calculated the F for A. Okay. And in the fifth, you are going to calculate the P for A. Your formula is 1 plus I to the power N minus 1. This is your I, 1 plus I to the power N. Okay. And your sixth is again the reciprocal of your fifth formula. So your A is P into, just take the reciprocal. 1 plus I to the power N. This is your 1 plus I to the power N minus 1. Okay, complete this much, then we'll proceed. I'll give you the seventh formula. We are going to use this throughout. Let me know after you have finished. Have you
Ma'am, can you
completed both
explain
of you?
yes, ma'am. Can you explain the
Yes, ma'am.
third and fourth formula?
Third and fourth. For example, suppose a scheme, suppose you are investing in a scheme which is telling you that that you are going to get 1 lakh, okay, at the end of the year. You invest some amount which will give you 1 lakh at the end of the year, and it has given you installment of some amount. Now you want to find whether this amount they are asking you to pay is something which is worth to invest for getting this 1 lakh. So what you can do is simply you use this formula. So what you can do is here, fourth one, you see, you simply find the A value. Okay, so let us see, let us use this at 10%. So let us go to the board. Suppose a scheme is telling you that it will give you a F of 1 lakh. Okay, so what should be your maximum investment if the market rate of interest is 10% and your time is what, only 1 year? Okay, and your N is how much?
Yes.
12 times every month you're paying installment A. Suppose A is monthly.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so monthly. So how you know whether it is asking you to pay the right amount or not? So what you do, that means this your N is 12 year, 12 times you are paying. So simply use your fourth formula. Your A is, this is your F into your I, this is your 1 plus I to the power N minus 1. So I is what? 10%, 0.10. This is your 1 plus I. Always take it as 10%. Don't take 1 plus I 11. Don't take it. So it is your 1.10. N is 12 minus 1 into your F is 1 lakh. Find how much it is. Calculate and tell me. Calculate and tell me how much it is.
Ma'am, 4,676.
What is the answer? Tell me. How much is the answer?
4,676.
An apple, where is it? Acha, thank you for writing good. I was just trying to make it multiple user. Good. 4676.33. Okay. So now you see what you have to invest. This is 467. Now, if the investor is asking you to pay, say, 5,000, should you invest? Suppose it is telling you that you pay 5,000 and you will get 1 lakh at the end of the year. Should you invest at 10%? Should you invest?
I
No.
think no,
No.
because it
You
is
should
more.
not
Yes.
invest because maximum amount you should invest is 4676, because 1 lakh at 10%, this is the this is what you are doing with these formulas. So maximum investment what you should do is 4676. So if that person or scheme is asking you to pay something more than this value, you should not invest, because the A value for this 1 lakh at 10% is this much. But if it is asking you to pay 4,000, yes, you are benefiting, because okay, the value is 4, so you can pay till 4676, but it is asking you to pay only this much. So very good investment, you can go for it. So this is what your fourth formula is doing. Okay, Similarly, your third formula you can understand from that if you are investing this amount every year, so what should you get? For example, you can understand that if you go on investing this amount, then you are going to get 1 lakh at the end of the first year. And if it is asking you to invest this, you can just put your formula and see what is the maximum amount you will get. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, understood.
Okay. So any other formula you want? And a seventh formula, which is about your gradient. Your seventh formula is about the derivation I'm going to send you today. If it is a investment in which, suppose you have invested some amount in the first year. For example, we call it base annuity. This is your base annuity. So this is your base annuity. Suppose you have invested 4,000 in a scheme, and after that you are going to increase the investment every year. For example, you increase it by a certain amount, which is known as your gradient. Okay, this is your gradient. This is your gradient, which is, for example, say 500. Every year you're increasing. And your I is given, say 10%. Your N is given, say 4 years, 5 years, something. How you're going to calculate how much? Because you know, in this case, what will be your value? This is your 4,000 in the first year, then 4,500 in the second year, then 5,000 in the third year. This way it goes. So you have unequal payment. So you cannot use your, suppose I ask you to find the P and F, then you cannot use your fifth formula because it is not equal. You cannot even use your third formula because they are not equal. They are not A value. Only option is you can use your first and second formula if I'm asking you to find P and F. But you can imagine that suppose it is for 20, 30 years. So you cannot go on doing like this, finding one after the other, one after the other. So you have a shortcut, which is your gradient formula for this type of investment. So in this case, your A is given as your base annuity A1 plus your gradient. Then your formula is 1 plus I to the power n minus 1 minus in whole divided by, this is your I into 1 plus I to the power n minus I. This is your formula 7, which will give you the A value for this type of series investment, which is growing by a certain gradient. Written.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in the numerator, the last in is I to the power n or in?
1 plus I to the
I
power
in.
n minus I. This is I. This is your I.
No, ma'am, in the numerator.
Huh? This is also I.
I'm in the numerator.
Numerator, this is 1. Minus 1
1
minus
minus
in. In. Okay. I'll send
Okay.
you the derivation PPTs today only after the class. Go through it once. You
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
need the derivation in your exam. How this formula was derived, I'll send you the PPT I've done in the class, but don't do the derivation because that won't come. Why I'm taking this formula? For that I have done the derivation so that you understand that where to apply this, which formula where. Okay, because whole finance is about your calculations. Have you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let us go back to our question. We are here. So you are going to calculate the value of this share. Remember, whenever we say value of the share, we are calculating the P value of the share. Okay, so P value of this share, you can see your this share has two type of return. First, you will see what is your cash flow. What are the cash flow you are going to get from your investment? One is your interest payment. You are going to get 10 every for every year for 12 years. So this is what variable. Remember, when I ask you variable, you have three variables only, P, A, and F. All the formulas I gave you, it has three variables. Either it is P, something in the 0th year, or it is F, something in the nth year, or it is A, which is equal and recurring. Okay, so this is equal and recurring. So what value is this? This is your A. isn't it? It is same and you are repeating itself. We will get this 10 every year. So what is your cash flow from this share? One is you will get 10 every year. Second is you will get 120 at the end. It is your F. You will get in the nth year redemption value. See the question. First, you will determine what are the cash flow you are going to get from this investment. So one is it is going to give you a dividend of 10% every year. Another is you are going to get the redemption value, which is your F. Okay, just do it. And now so think what formula you are going to use and have you done? So what you are going to do, how you are going to get P0, present value of this share. One is first cash flow, it is your A, and you are going to find the P. Remember, everywhere you are going to find the P. Which formula are you going to use?
Ma'am, the second formula.
No, second is for only 1 year. Second is for 1 year, but
Yes.
this is A. P given A is which formula? Fifth one. So you are going to get P given A, remember, fifth one. Fifth formula you see is giving you P for A.
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't it? At I rate of interest, 10%. And n number of years, which is your 12, plus you have your 120, which is your F, and you are going to change it into P. This is a single value. You are going to change it into P. That means this is your second formula, which is giving you P given F, your 10%, and in the last year, you are going to get it only in the last year. So only 12 you will take. This is your cash flow, and you have converted everything to P to find maximum what should be your investment on this share. Calculate by yourself. Remember, this is P given A. Your format is always what you are finding. Here you are finding P given the A value, and here you are finding P given the F value. Your 120 is F, which you are going to get in the 12th year. Find and tell me the answer. Calculate. If any doubt, you will ask. Calculate and tell me. Did you get the answer? Did you get the answer, both of you?
I'm calculating.
Achha, another thing is this session is going to log out in 1 minute. After that, after 10 minutes only, this Zoom is going to allow us. So we'll take a break here for 10 minutes and again we'll join back. Okay. And the moment I'll send the message, please be near the WhatsApp, you join back.
Yes,
Okay. And by that time, you get your answer.